Dear Diary, this week I was so excited and so frustrated at the same time. There are so many things I want to talk about, so I won't do a long intro. Let's start with reaching out to new and old friends. All right. So before I even started doing this, so prior to a month ago, I did a little running activity with a friend of mine from nearly a decade ago. I used to do martial arts and teach karate, and there was an assistant instructor who I became friends with. We were about the same age, and his brother also became my friend. So a long time ago, we all used to hang out, and we really kind of, once I left martial arts, fell off the wagon of hanging out with each other. We still had each other's contact, but we kind of just went our separate ways. And to be honest, that's pretty normal, especially as you flourish into adulthood and stuff. So it is what it is. No hard feelings. It's just that's life. I want to say a couple months ago, he reached out to me about running because he saw me running along the streets, because that's what I do in my life. I just run away from everything. I messaged him back and we set up a little group activity to go running with him and a couple friends and myself. And it was great. But then nothing really happened afterwards. It was a great time for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. We did a trail run and then never again. So it was kind of sad, but we revitalized each other's number and we texted a little bit. And this week I was like, you know what? I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, isn't there a run group you do on Sunday? What's that info? Can I get it? Can I come with? And you know what? He was very quick to let me go to that run group with him and give me the details about it. So I'm so super blessed for that. And when I went on that Sunday, I ran with him. I ran with a new run group, and I ended up going extra miles with a new friend. We exchanged numbers. It was just good. It was a trail run of about 11 miles, and I felt good afterwards. So that's that. I'm putting myself out there, not waiting for people to come to me, because sometimes you got to be the one that steers the boat. You can't just let the wind guide you. Also, so not only am I reaching out to old friends in that sort of way, I'm reaching out to other old friends that my ass was friends with in high school due to my older brother. My older brother had a friend that used to cop us. Oh God, I'm not gonna use any names, so it doesn't really matter. But he used to cop us like alcohol while we were underage. So shout out to him. Shout out to this friend. He was a real one back in the day. I don't drink anymore, but he came in clutch like when I was 18 and stuff. And he was a good buddy, and we kind of just like went our separate ways because again, life happens, and it's just it. You can't expect to keep the same ties with the same people at the same strength, status quo your whole life. There's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be ups and downs. And you know what? Part of having adult friendships is being the one that's not scared and reaching out and being like, hey, I know it's been a while, but like, you want to link up and do something? And that's low-key what I'm learning, because even at 28, I know it's not ancient, it's not a spry chicken anymore. It's like right in that, I'm learning adulthood. I'm going through the trenches of it. So I'm realizing like, yo, all these people are not going to come to me. I got to put myself out there. I got to not have that social anxiety that I pride myself on having and just convinced that I have all this time. I got to actually do something. So I reached out to another old friend, and I was like, yo, I remember he used to go biking all the time, and I've been biking. So I was like, yo, do you want to do a little bike ride together? And this past week, we've done 2 of them. That's kind of fun. And I really do enjoy reconnecting and being social. My little brother, when we were playing basketball last week, I talked about it, but he looked at me and he's like, yo, Boat. He didn't say Boat, he said my name, but my name's going to be anonymous for now. I just want to go by Boaty. So he's like, yo, Boaty, you know, you're actually an extroverted person. And I looked at him and I'm like, you know, I think so, because even though I don't go out to parties and bars and stuff, like that is not my scene, I do thrive with being around like a small group of people. Like if it is a one-on-one friendship or like a small group of 3 people that I know, like I eat that up. Like that is my favorite thing. I flourish in that. So I think he's right in the fact that like I want to say I'm a low-key extrovert. I'm not like a high-key one, but I'm definitely low-key. So that's cool. Another thing that I need to touch on, and I am so proud of myself for doing this. If if there is one thing that I want to remember this week by, it is that your boy, I'm the type of person that does hard things. A lot of things I'm chill with, I can just do. Like, I know some people have a hard time going to the grocery store. They feel like they're the center of attention, spotlights on them. Like, no, I got that. I can go to the store. I don't mind. That's easy. But, like, anything to do with my car just makes me freeze and honestly panic. And a big part of that is because I'm so not versed with a car. I have no idea what's going on. You could tell me the radiator's gone and I'm like, where's the radiator? I don't know what that is. You could tell me that the tire pressure's off and like I know tire pressure a little bit, but like you could tell me something's leaking and I don't know where that is, what kind of fluid I need. Like I know nothing about cars. So it's intimidating, and that's typically a male dominated role, and I always feel like such a bozo pulling up to like Valvoline or any other place to get my oil changed, because it just seems like such a manly job that you should be able to do to just like earn your stripes as a man, like change your own oil. But like I can't, and there's nothing stopping me from like learning how to, but it's just this barrier I put up between myself of like, I hate cars, I don't want to learn this stuff. But maybe it'll change, because honestly my identity can be so influenced by what I tell myself every single day. Like this is going to tie into what I wanted to actually talk about. So chess club, I was super hype about that last week. I told you guys about going with my buddy. I went alone this week, and I told myself I'm the type of person that does hard things. So if I tell myself I'm the type of person that changes my own oil, well, maybe I'll just convince myself to learn it one day. But I told myself I'm the type of person that does hard things. I walked into the chess club and I was like, yo, I want to do my first tournament. I want to get in on this. And I signed up. I did the whole thing. You can find my name on Chess US, and it's pretty cool. It's insane. I think, oh gosh, what is my chess number? 3318. Honestly, I forget it. But me and my roomie, we made a little jingle about it like 10 hours ago, but I forgot it. So I guess it wasn't a good enough jingle. But I went to chess club. I played a game. I literally sat across from someone, shook his hand, and it was dead silent. There was 15 chessboards in the room. It was dead silent. All you could hear were people guzzling down their Pepsi, guzzling down their water, burping a little bit. Some people had earplugs in. It was quiet. It was wild, and it was like an hour-long game. Everybody had 80 minutes to themselves. I remember me and my opponent, we both used about 35, so our game lasted a little over an hour. Luckily, your boy won, so I walked out of there feeling pretty good about myself. But I just, knowing that I'm the type of person that can do that and come out and be okay, like for some reason before I went, I envisioned everything going catastrophic. Like, I don't even know if that's a word, but everything being a catastrophe, right? I was thinking like, yo, I'm gonna show up and I'm going to make a stupid move. They're going to laugh at me. They're going to kick me out. But none of that stuff happened. I showed up. I was like, yeah, my rating online's about 800, 850. They put me at 800 ELO. They paired me up against someone somewhat similar, and I played a game and I won. And it was great. They didn't put me up against a master. They didn't put me up against someone who was going to laugh and mock me. They just put me up against someone about my own skill level, and it was so cool. And then get this. Me and that homie exchanged numbers. So I am really trying to just network out. I'm trying, guys. I am trying. So doing this whole YouTube, knowing that I have something that I have to talk about for the week, really just gives me the motivation to be like, I want to do something new. I want to have something to talk about. I want to be interesting enough to like talk for 10 minutes. But I did chess club. This is gonna sound so silly, but I have to say it because it's been on my mind. So yesterday was wicked hot. Actually, the last like 3 days have been ridiculously hot, damn near like 90, feel like 100 type temperatures. And I was delivering mail, right? And you know the postal vehicles, you can picture it's kind of like a box. That stuff like keeps the heat in, so feels like 100 outside, feels like probably 120 in the mail truck. And I just remember I finished my route one day. I was so relieved to be able to go. I was emptying my truck, and I stepped out, and I poured my cooler out, and then stood back up, and I absolutely nailed myself in the head. And I didn't think anything of it really until the next day. when I like scratched my head and it hurt. I'm like, oh shoot, I have a concussion. And the next day is today. So all of today, I was like, do I have a concussion? Can I do everything right? Like, is everything going normal? Like, am I dizzy? Do I see colors weird? Does light affect? Like, I was just paranoid. I was literally having like anxiety after anxiety just like spike. And I don't know, like, it's all in your head because I still did normal stuff today. Like, I bike rode with a friend for 20 miles. I ran 6. I ate meals. I played chess. Like, I did normal stuff today. It's in my head, all the anxiety, and it just kind of irritated me. But we're going to continue with irritations, and then I got a big announcement. All right, huge announcement after this irritation segment. So, you know, your boy's out there trying to find his forever person, trying to date, you know, do all that. Hinge tends to be the best type of app that I get the most luck on. I know a lot of people swear by Tinder or swear by Bumble, but Hinge for me has given me the best luck. And yesterday I was on it. Usually I don't do it like every day because it's just annoying almost, but I'm gonna be honest, my roomie was like, yo, look at this match I got on Tinder, and I was like, I gotta actually put in work for this. Like, I gotta start pulling someone, right? Like, I gotta talk to someone and like make an effort in this way. So I pulled up Hinge, and I sent. Maybe it's when I send the messages because they do better versus like. Usually I send them in the morning, like before work, because I'm just like that's when I have a little downtime. But yesterday I sent it late at night, and it was Thursday, so it wasn't like the weekend. So I sent it, and when I say late at night, I mean like 8, 9 o'clock, because that's late for me. And I got 3 people that responded back like pretty quickly. So I was talking to 3 chicks for a little bit, and this one chick, she was a baddie, right? In my opinion, she was great. She was like 5'1", tatted up, teacher. She was cool. She was 25. I'm 28. I was like, oh, great. We're both from the same hometown. I was like, anytime a chick has a full leg sleeve tattoo, I'm just like, I can see myself having kids with her immediately. It's like, that's so hot in my opinion. It's so cool. So that probably got the best of me because it made me overinvest in them. But we were chit-chatting well past my bedtime, okay? Not like talking on the phone, but, you know, you just message and they message back and you message again. It's just texting, right? So it's very, like, non-committal. She doesn't owe me anything. I'm not here being like she's a dick. She's not. She's fine. I'm just here saying dating apps suck because we texted back and forth for a couple hours, and then the next day rolls around this morning, and I send her another, you know, I respond to what she talked about last night before we went to bed, and then I just get removed like an hour later, and it's just like, that's the culture. That's what we live in, and it's so frustrating, and I don't know, it's demoralizing, but it did give me motivation to run today, so that was good. But I don't know, I can't complain too much. Like, this week was overall pretty good, and that's what I'm seeing. I usually write down just bullet points I want to talk about, and I see like 5 great things, and one, a Hinge chick ghosted me or removed me from like a day of talking. Like, I can't really be that mad about the week. The week was great, so it is what it is. But the last thing I want to chit-chat about, a generational trip is incoming. This is not going to be for a really long time. It's all speculation right now. But me, my mom, and my grandma, all right? So we going up to like 80 years old almost, right? She's 79. By the time this trip rolls around, she'd be 80. So we got 3 generations of the boat people here, right? And we were talking about like, yo, we should go to France, Switzerland, and just make a big old trip about it. And I was super, super hyped. I told my mom, like, yo, can I do a half marathon? Can we show up for that? She wants to go do gondola rides. Like, we're throwing out all this stuff. And it's really cool because I've never gone on a generational trip with family like that ever. Like, the most I do is go on, like, a day or 2 trip with my mom when I go to, like, do a marathon or a half marathon somewhere, and she wants to cheer me on. And I love those trips every single time. They're one of my favorite traditions I have with my mom. So this whole planning of a huge France-Switzerland trip in September of 2027, that's our tentative date because my mom looked up that going in September is the best time to go. And while getting off 3 months from now, 10 days is not really feasible. So I'm like, yo, we're going to have to shoot for 2027 if I am to go. And she's like, I'm cool with that. So just putting that all together, we're going to talk about that on Father's Day when I go over to my grandparents' house. I'm excited. There's a lot to look forward to. Yeah, there's some downfalls to the week, but like, if all we had were great moments throughout the week, then like, would they even feel that great without a little bit of the negativity in there? I don't know. You can't coast on a high forever. So it is what it is. I had a great week. I'm proud to talk about it, and love will happen when it happens. So that I mean that for myself, and I mean that for anyone that's listening who is also in the same boat as me. It's tough, but 'tis the age that we live in, and we'll find a way through it. But anyways, that's it. I'll see you next week.